What's up, YouTube? Hey, so for anyone that's already subscribed to the channel, this is going to be a bit different of a video than you're used to. And for anyone new checking out the channel, if you like what you see, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. It's greatly appreciated. I'm Colorado Caddy. This is the little homie Hollywood. She is a freaking sweetheart. Let me tell you, this little thing is probably one of the sweetest animals I have ever been around in my entire life. She is a red morph bearded dragon. I'm new into reptiles, I'm new into pets. So that being said, I wanted to make a little bit of a video on what I've learned over the last few months, what Hollywood has learned over the last few months, that I think would be helpful to a lot of you guys that are new owners, new into this. I've watched a lot of care guides. Wiccan's Wicked Reptiles is absolutely an amazing YouTuber. Go ahead and check him out if you want a whole bunch of informative stuff. But I just wanted to do a little bit of one more my style, more geared towards beginners, people that don't really know a whole bunch about reptiles but still want to get into them, still are intrigued by them, and maybe this video will help you make a choice. So once again, I'm Colorado Caddy. This is Hollywood, and we will get started on this bearded dragon care guide. I do want to say before all of this video gets started, like everybody else says in these care guides, this is just personally what has worked for me. This is what I have researched. This is what I have learned. Make sure you do a lot more research. Make sure you do your homework before bringing home any kind of reptile, any kind of animal for that matter. Do not take only what this tattooed ass guy says to you, because I could be 100% wrong. I could be 100% right. But like I said, just make sure you do more research than just this video. So right here we have Hollywood. She is a red morph Australian bearded dragon. Oh baby, aren't you? And she is, like I just said, she is probably one of the sweetest little things I've ever came across. Bearded dragons are mostly ground dwellers, but they are semi-arboreal, so they will climb when given the chance. She's just all over the place sometimes. She doesn't know what she wants to do. But like I said, when you're setting up your enclosure, that is something you want to keep in mind. Try to throw a couple branches or something in there, just so that they have something to climb on. Now, we got Hollywood February 11th of this year, so she's only been with us for a couple months now, and she has grown on every member of the family just because of how sweet she is. Woo! Can't go running. Nope. Hey, chill out. All right, I'm gonna put her back away for a minute so she doesn't start jumping and I don't lose her. Okay, so let's talk diet on these little fellers. As babies, they are going to need about 80% insects, protein, stuff like that, and 20% veggies. As they grow older, this is going to start to reverse. So I'm going to say adults, from what I've researched, need about 60 to 70% veggies and about 30 to 40% insects. So as they get older, their tendencies will move more towards vegetables. What I've noticed even with Hollywood in just the last couple months is she's really starting to eat her veggies a lot more than Rocco. Rocco's the little one about a couple months younger than Hollywood is. And Rocco has started doing great on veggies, just isn't filling them as much and does eat a lot more bugs. What we use is crickets, dubia roaches, hornworms, superworms. Both of them are really big fans of hornworms and superworms. However, I will tell you this much. Hornworms are loaded with moisture, so you want to keep the hornworms down to about 3 to 4 a week, and that's probably at maximum. I know some people are going to say that that's too much. Some people are going to say you can feed them more. That's just, like I said, again, in this care guide, this is just my experience on what I've learned dealing with my dragons. Superworms, also, you do not want to feed superworms to baby. They're very crunchy, so their shell, their exoskeleton is hard for them to digest, and it will cause impaction on the younger bearded dragons. I personally would say wait till about 5-6 months to even start feeding small superworms. Don't go in there and start feeding huge ones. And another thing to think about is superworms do bite. So what I would prefer over anything is hornworms, dubia roaches, but like I said, crickets and superworms will do the job just fine. As far as veggies go, we feed ours a variety of veggies, mixed greens, collard greens, mustard greens, turnip greens, radish greens, and occasional strawberries, sometimes blueberries. They are big fans of fruits, however, just coming down to digesting. You don't want to give them too much sugary stuff, so the fruits we usually leave to just like a twice a week treat for them. You know what I'm saying? Everyone likes a little treat now and then.
And everything, you know, it's never really clean enough according to...
Let's get into heating and lighting. Crucial for bearded dragons. You're going to want to use a 12% T5 fixture. I have brain farts so bad sometimes. You're going to want to use Arcadia T5. You don't have to use Arcadia. I mean, there is other brands out there. But you're going to want to use a UVB strip bulb, not the coil bulbs. A UVB strip bulb, about a 12% with 12% UVB. God, I sound stupid. You know what? I'm actually just going to leave this in here so that when I look back on the videos and see how shitty I was at making care guides in a couple years, I can look at this video and be like, oh, wow. But anyway, so I personally use the Arcadia T5 with the 12% strip bulb. And for heating, we use 75 watt heat bulbs that do have UVA. Their basking temps you want to keep right around 105, 110 for their very top basking temperature. So you're going to want to use a bulb for that and then a strip bulb. Once again, 2 different lights. Now, as for the cool side, you're going to want to keep the cool side between 75 and 80 degrees. As long as you're running an appropriate size enclosure, appropriate bulbs, and the basking spot is correct, the cool side should be a given and it should be around 75, 80 either way. Now, nighttime temperatures, you do not want to use a ceramic heat emitter or anything like that unless your house does drop below 70 at night. If your house does drop below 70 at night, I would suggest a ceramic heat emitter being left on at night. I personally, when I was using one, I didn't, because we are in Colorado. So we just got out of winter time and last month was a bit cold. So while I was using one on my beardies, what I was actually doing was I was taking the CHE and moving it about 3 inches to where my basking spot was. That way they didn't have that full 110 degree basking spot at night, but it was still keeping the cage in, or it was still keeping the terrarium in a proper hot and cold side. If you have any questions on this, there's a whole bunch of stuff all over the internet you can check out. Trust me, Google saved my life with this. But temperatures are very, very important. You guys are going to want to use a digital thermometer hydrometer because the little gauge one, those little gauge ones suck. They suck. As far as humidity goes, they are a very arid species, so you don't want anything crazy. You don't want nothing tropical. I have a chameleon, a redfoot tortoise. They need humidity. Bearded dragons do not need any kind of humidity, okay? If the focus keeps going in and out of my face like that, it's because I'm using a different camera than I'm usually using, and the autofocus has just been crazy out of whack lately, so my apologies for that for sure. But back into humidity, you're going to want to keep the humidity at about, so I do about 20 to 40%. I know a lot of people say 30 to 40 strictly. I drop it down to about 20 during midday, and that's just because in their natural environment, there's going to be a little bit of a humidity drop. So with all of my little creatures, I do like to give them a humidity drop from about noon to 1 p.m. It all just depends on how often you're home and how long you can spend with your animals during the day. If you are gone at work a lot, look into an environmental control unit. I believe ZooMed makes them. It'll control humidity and temperatures all the time, not just while you're gone, but they are lifesavers. I use timers, I use thermostats, I use all of that stuff. And personally, I am running 2 40-gallon enclosures for both of my beardies. Both are juveniles at the moment, but yeah, that's 2 40-gallon tanks. We will be upgrading them to 4x2 Zen enclosures soon. But for now, these are working amazing. We got the overhead where all the lights go, good ventilation. I love this setup, I really do. Okay, so thank you guys all very much for sitting through that whole video. I tried to keep it as short as possible. Overall though, if you are looking into getting a bearded dragon, I highly, highly suggest it. Make sure you do your research. I could say that I'll make a whole 10-minute long video saying nothing but do your research. because when we first got into this with the chameleon, which I will be making a care guide for very soon for my veiled chameleon, but when we got into it with the chameleon, a lot of the stuff we were told at the pet store was wrong. I'm not knocking major chains. I know a lot of people have a huge problem with major chain pet stores. I personally, I don't agree with how they keep their animals, how they house their animals. However, for a lot of us, that's about the option if you do want a pet. A lot of places don't have exotic pet stores. A lot of places don't have reptiles. You can always go online. You can check out breeders, check out things like that. Like I said, I am new. I'm just now getting into the hobby. It's something I very, very much enjoy though. And I do consistently do my research. I'm always watching reptile videos. I'm always trying to learn as much as I possibly can. But we'll talk about all that in another video. Once again though, like I was saying, make sure you do your own research and do not count on everything that the pet store tells you. Thank you everyone. Thank you everyone very, very much for watching this video. I super, super appreciate it. I hope to do a bunch more of these for you guys. Much love to everyone. Once again, hit that like and subscribe button if you like it. Well, yeah, you're going to hit the like button if you like it. Duh. What else do we use social media for? You know what I'm saying? But anyways, once again, everybody, I'm Colorado Caddy. These are my beardies. Much love, everybody. I'm out.